So I want to introduce Konstantinos Kesoudis. He's our first guest for this panel. It's a panel very dear to my heart. It's about BIM use cases. And I think, Konstantinos, I'll let you introduce yourself. The presentations that I've seen that you've done at the buildingSMART International Summits are amazing to see and understand how BIM can be broken down into use cases. So thank you very much, and you have the microphone.
So I need this microphone? Okay. So thanks a lot for the invitation, and thanks a lot for the possibility to speak here. Indeed, I don't have to speak too much because Casey has done a very good presentation and he addressed already the most important things. But let's focus a little bit on this use case stuff we had heard a lot about. So my presentation is about use cases as the base for digitalization in construction, and I think they are an opportunity for smart countries to digitalize their construction markets. My name is Konstantinos Kesoudis, and I work at Slovak now for more than 30 years already, and 23 years of that I am working in digitalization. By the way, I'm the guy to define this term 5D, and the funny thing is that it was a little bit different defined as it is known in the market. But anyhow, you can contact me, and then we will discuss on that. So I'm a member of the steering committees in buildingSMART, so these 3 chapters, or domains, so construction domain, the rail domain, and the use case management. And I'm also involved in the construction industry on the European level in ENCOR. So here is the barcode. You can find me on LinkedIn, and if you have any questions, so please contact me. So let's step into use cases. So what are use cases and why use cases? So we want to communicate, we want to be understood, and we want to implement things. So this is the idea about use cases. The reality sometimes looks like the pictures above. And anyhow, I think that use cases can be used to solve this problem. It's a common understanding on shared processes. This is what use cases are addressing. They are connecting our processes of daily work to digital communication. So what is a use case? Let's start with the definition. So use case is defined by buildingSMART in 2019, is a process in which a project team develops BIMs of the existing conditions for a site, facilities on site. So it's connecting processes. ISO 29401 also defined use cases as a starting point of an IDM, information delivery, and this is to support use cases, of course, processes, of course. So, in summary, it describes the expected results of a process in the phase of planning, building, managing with it executed digital. So it's a contractual thing. And use case is situated in a project between a client and an executing company connecting 2 existing IT solutions digital. And this is where we are by the moment. So we don't have sufficient common definition, structure, and language to define this use case, to use this use case on everyday work. And if this is the problem, how is the impact of this problem? So the impact is that each participant, by the moment, defines his own use cases, and how then we think about if everybody is defining the use case without common structure and without common language, how these could be connected. And the use cases are not broken down from the level of the client, of the needs for a client, to the execution level by the construction industry still. So company systems are very difficult to be connected on every project we do that individually, but it's not automatically. So BIM on construction site becomes very difficult. So if you want to solve this problem, this is an idea about how to discuss a solution of that. So we should work on defining a use case with a common definition. So it's status T in the middle. Hopefully you can see that in the last row. So it's about discussion about we should have a common definition for a use case, a common structure, a common syntax, and a common semantics. This means language. And in total, it's defining the impact, the input, and the output of something you do in the middle of process to do it digital. And of course, you need skills and roles, and this is the digital service you need. So also this leveling is something needed about to meet expectations of the client with the execution side. So it's all about common language. And the impact, of course, would be doing something better. So the customer request is broken down to execution. We have reproducible digital processes, standardized, connectable to every company's solution. So we don't have to do that on every project by hand. And this will open the possibility to connect to every company independently from the size. The problem we face in construction industry is that we are very fragmented. So if we want to achieve things to get better, we have to find solutions that every company can be connected digitally. So this means BIM on construction site, on every construction site. So to come a little bit to the end, so the summary and the content. So why we need to define use cases per market. So what is the background of that? So in the fragmented industry, like construction, a common agreement is needed on the contractual role, responsibility, and services of any participant, which is essential because every time we meet on a construction site or on a construction project, it's always in a new constellation. And it's a base for plannings and contract. So already we have done that. So all the years we're working, it's not disorganized. So, but our work is organized actually in 2D. So we have already definitions for what is the information content of a 2D plan. We have already definitions what means a calculation, what means an estimation, what does mean a schedule, what is the information content of a schedule, what are our contracts. So this is where the information is already fixed per market, but it's available just in 2D and in paper. So the things we have to change is now we have to transform this into digital collaboration. So we don't have to do that as we do now per hand on every project newly by defining an AR, what we are asking for, and a BIM execution plan, what we get for. So my suggestion of the role of buildingSMART, needed quality and services is this. So we already heard about, we have use case management in buildingSMART, set up by the Swiss guys, by the Swiss chapter, and given to all buildingSMART participants. So this is already a very good concept with giving us the infrastructure of defining use cases in the same language, giving us the possibility to see relation between use cases, to have axioms and rules, how we create use cases, common definitions about attributes and properties, to describe characteristics of them, and a determination of common definitions and sets. So it gives us the possibility to define why and what digital systems interact to achieve a goal. So it makes information out of data. On the other side, we have BSDD, which is the possibility to deliver all building components, or for all building components, material systems and attributes through the classification system. So it connects all classification systems to the objects. What we need is to establish links to that. So link use case to BSDD, so we get needed data per process. And this is the role of buildingSMART. So buildingSMART can facilitate a digital standard of trades, professions, and industry. What is not included there is the usage on the project. So this is what buildingSMART's role is, the green part, which is the framework, the general definition for the market. The usage then in the project is easier, but it's been done through additional tools of software. It's done through additional tools on national service, national level, like National Feature Service, to be able to configure CDEs, to use IDS specifications or API on the project. And who are the people to do that? So in the beginning, I like this, what somebody said here on this side. So in buildingSMART, you're paying for working. So the problem is we have to understand that buildingSMART is not the organization who will deliver what you need. You have to define what you need in the market. And to my understanding, in every country still, we have the problem that these organizations who are challenged to be involved in use case management, define use cases, like professional associations of architects, engineers, associations representing trades, industry associations, market determining actors like railway associations, infrastructure operators, etc. They are challenged to define their use cases. How is the work, the digital work, organized? And therefore they need a defined functional use case management platform. They should not do that in every country by their own, but they could use use case management platform to create and publish national standards. And same thing on the BSD side. So buildingSMART is not filling up BSD. BSD is a framework. But all the classification associations can publish their data in BSD and make it accessible to use cases. And the benefit, of course, of this structure we see here would be also that the classification associations could see where is my data used, for what I'm responsible. And again, this stops on this side. So buildingSMART is just giving the framework, but the framework can be used by any software solution, rely on that data, use that data in a way that's machine readable, so it can be implemented in every software solution, and it can be used in any combination in any IT landscape of companies and projects. So we have something to connect us. So I made a comparison to that, saying that this is somehow like the agreement on a recipe book. So in the recipe book, you have described the recipes, how you cook. And this is to execute them in every kitchen, the recipe. So you get the same dish at every project. So this is the conclusion out of that. So thanks a lot. So I hope it is encouraging you. Be smart, become digital. It's all about being smart. If Romania would start connecting all the actors in the market to define that, what is here described, you'll be one of the first countries. So be invited. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much for your presentation. I invite you to take a seat in the panel, and see the other presentations. I wonder if we have any questions on our platform, on Vivox. Maybe one of our colleagues can look for that. If not, maybe from the audience. So, from my point of view, use cases are the best way to understand what we are all doing here. I think it's the way to understand the what. What do we want to achieve? What is the purpose of what we are doing? Are we just creating data for the sake of it, or do we have a purpose in mind? How do you think we could accelerate this mindset of use case management, and how do you foresee it get people more involved in publishing and being involved on the UCM platform?
Just go there and ask them, so to the associations, and discuss with them and tell them and challenge them with the problem that, for example, the Chamber of Architects, I think, to my understanding, should be responsible to define what an architect is doing in a project. By the moment, we are defining that in every project newly, between construction company, architecture company, every time newly. But I think this should be a field of the chambers, of the organizations, and also show them up that they don't have to start by scratch. They have an infrastructure they can use. So just use the infrastructure of buildingSMART. But also to have it clear, so a little bit towards buildingSMART, what we have now as a status of existing use case management and existing BCD is a very good starting point, but we should also use the possibility to do that a little bit, to develop it a little bit more. So just start it.
Perfect. I see we don't have any questions yet. Maybe some will come until the end of the panel.